Right now, a fraternity in Madison hit by burglars. We'll tell you what was taken as we hear from nearby residents. Plus, as the school year draws near, the Madison School District lays out its plans for mask use by students this coming academic year. And a death investigation underway in downtown Milwaukee after a man falls to his death from a drawbridge over the Milwaukee River. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Imagine coming back to your college home after summer break and finding some of your clothes, electronics, even cash missing. Madison police say that's what two fraternity roommates at UW reported happening yesterday. Armand Rahman spoke to some students moving in nearby who say it's troubling but not terrifying. Armand?
Eric, police say the two victims remembered locking their doors before the summer. The students I talked to say while they're being more careful, the incident is not keeping them from looking forward to a safe school year. In the hustle and bustle of couches and carts on move-in day,
I have a whole bed still.
UW students may not be used to hearing about a burglary, but that's what Gabe Piscatelli heard from his mom.
She just linked the article about the break-in. She's like, just to let you guys know.
According to police, two roommates say they were robbed over the summer at their fraternity house in the 100 block of Langdon Street. For Gabe's friend Daniel, it cast a bit of a shadow over the beginning of the year.
It's a little unnerving. Hopefully we can get these streets a little safer. But yeah, I think the police will do a good job cleaning it up.
The two men told authorities they locked their doors and that they found a window removed. Gabe says his mom treated it as a reminder to just be careful.
It's just more about a precaution, keeping your doors locked and stuff like that. Just common sense, safety stuff. I don't know. Some stuff you can't avoid.
Meanwhile, sophomore roommates Kathy and Marisol feel more secure moving into their new place on Carroll Street near Langdon.
We were on State Street before, so it was much more loud, chaotic. This is more quiet for us, and I feel like maybe even safer.
Still, with other crime on the rise in Madison, they remain on alert. But they feel their new neighbors will too.
There's a sorority house 2 houses over. There's a bunch of other girls living in the street, so I don't think us worrying about being alone is the problem.
Hopefully it's a good start to the school year, a safe one at that.
Now, according to Madison police, other residents at that fraternity house could find that they were hit as they returned from break. The investigation is ongoing.
Armand, thank you. And new tonight, a 16-year-old from Fitchburg now charged in connection with a homicide investigation in Jefferson County. Court records show 16-year-old Daquan Lucas is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. That shooting happened August 8th in the town of Sumner. A criminal complaint alleges Lucas shot a woman twice in the back of her head at a rental home. The complaint says Lucas and the woman were both part of a group gathered at the home on Lake Drive to celebrate a deceased nephew's birthday. We turn things over to weather now. Julian Seawright with our certified most accurate forecast. Julian?
And a gorgeous night is on tap for us as we're kicking off the rest of our Tuesday evening. And heading into the overnight, just know things are just going to be even more improved by the time you are waking up. But taking a look at how we stacked up for today, 80 degrees was our high for today, which is right on par for what it normally is around this time of year. 80 degrees, feeling good weather because not a lot of humidity. Taking a look at the temperatures as of right now, 60 degrees here in Madison with 66 in Janesville and for Platteville apiece, and Mineral Points as well with 61 for our friends at Little Rock and Boscobel. A bit cooler towards Watertown and Waukesha as that lake breeze is keeping things cool and comfortable as we see dew points into those low 50s for those areas, but towards the east or west, excuse me, between Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, still into those lower 60s. Now take a look at the last 24 hours when we've seen that dew point change. The most significant impacts have been mainly for Watertown, which has been the most affected by that lake breeze that we've been experiencing throughout the day. Now heading into tomorrow, folks, if it was gorgeous today, it's going to be gorgeous tomorrow. 79 degrees looks to be our high. Another pleasant one is going to be on tap with partly sunny skies. But we'll take a look at what else to expect because we are looking at some rain on the way heading into the weekend. We'll tell you when and how coming up in just a few moments. Until then, back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. The Madison School District today releasing its updated COVID-19 safety measures ahead of the upcoming school year. A spokesman says the district will continue to highly recommend wearing masks indoors and on school buses. But as of now, they will not be required. They add masks may again be required under the guidance of health officials or if warranted by local COVID conditions. A news release goes on to say there will be times when masking is required, and that includes when an individual is showing any symptoms of a respiratory illness such as a cough, congestion, runny nose, or sore throat, and that's regardless of a negative COVID test, and any individual who is on days 6 to 10 of isolation following a positive test. Beginning next month, Americans will have access to new vaccine boosters to fight off 2 COVID strains strains. Today, the White House says the new boosters will be available in early to mid-September. The shots are supposed to protect people from the BA4 and BA5 Omicron subvariants. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID. According to a White House statement, she started to show COVID-like, or rather cold-like symptoms last night. Although she tested negative on a rapid test, a second PCR test did come back positive. She'll be taking Paxlovid and is isolating now for at least 5 days. Well, check out this picture behind me. Dane County authorities collected more than 500 weapons during Saturday's Gift Cards for Guns event at Alliant Energy Center. In total, deputies collected 577 firearms in exchange for more than $43,000 worth of gas and grocery gift cards. Weapons included rifles and shotguns, assault-style rifles, handguns, paintball guns, even homemade weapons. In Rock County, meanwhile, Janesville police say they found a loaded gun on a street on the city's west side over the weekend. In a Facebook post today, Police Chief David Moore said the weapon had a round chambered and the safety was off. That discovery comes just a week after another loaded gun was found on the city's east side. Chief Moore said that weapon was also fire ready. A death investigation ongoing in downtown Milwaukee. First responders say an elderly man was walking across the Kilbourne Avenue drawbridge yesterday when it opened, causing him to fall to his death. Bruce Harrison has the story.
Police and paramedics arrived shortly after noon.
That's we got it. Kilbourne River Walk, fall over 20 feet.
Officers heard saying the man fell over 20 feet and a citizen performed CPR.
Truck 12, 1099, no way left.
Then police reporting the man had died. Police say he was 77 and from Providence, Rhode Island. Milwaukee River Cam video appears to show the man nearly halfway across the west side of the bridge as both sides begin to rise. The man attempts to walk back before apparently falling. In addition to the safety gates and the alert bells, this bridge is monitored just remotely, about 10 blocks downriver. Department of Public Works oversees city bridges. It says the Kilbourne Bridge operator works from the Water Street Bridge House. The operator, according to the department, has a video monitor to keep an eye on Kilbourne Avenue. The medical examiner has yet to name the man and says it's performing an autopsy on Tuesday.
The attorney for Stephen Avery is expected to file a third motion for post-conviction relief. His attorney Kathleen Zellner tweeted this yesterday saying, quote, "Buckle up." Avery serving a life sentence for the 2005 murder of Teresa Halbach in Manitowoc County. That case gaining international attention with the Netflix documentary Making a Murderer. Zellner says her team has new evidence to introduce, which will likely be the focus of today's motion. President Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act into law today. Democrats say it'll lower energy and health care costs. Billed as the nation's biggest ever single climate investment, it directs nearly $400 billion in climate and energy programs, including tax credits and incentives to cut emissions by 40% over the next 8 years.
We're at a tipping point where the adoption of electric cars, electric trucks, solar, wind power, battery storage is almost there, but these incentives will get us there.
Less than 3 months ahead of November's midterm elections, President Biden plans to hit the road in the coming weeks to explain what's in his landmark legislation. Democrats say the law will pay for itself and cut the federal deficit by raising revenue through increased tax enforcement and a 15% minimum corporate tax. The situation at the U.S.-Mexico border, the topic of a roundtable discussion called by Senator Ron Johnson in Milwaukee today. Senator Johnson, a member of the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee, said he wanted to hear about what he called the failures of the Biden administration. Johnson, who is up for re-election this year, invited border security leaders, immigration experts, and the parent of a teen who died of a fentanyl overdose in 2014. The NBA wants you to rock the vote, so there won't be any NBA games on November 8th. That's the day of the 2022 midterm elections. It's part of a league focus on civic engagement. And there are plans to get the teams, the players involved too. The full regular season schedule set to come out tomorrow afternoon. Congresswoman Liz Cheney was once a rising star in the GOP and one of former President Trump's most outspoken foes in the House. But tonight, she lost her primary in the state of Wyoming to Harriet Hageman, a rival backed by Donald Trump in a contest that reinforced his grip on the party's base. Matt Piper reports.
Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney's re-election bid ended with a resounding primary day loss to her Trump-backed challenger, Harriet Hageman. Cheney, the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney, faced an uphill battle for re-election after her vote to impeach former President Trump in the wake of the Capitol Hill riot. She later became the January 6th committee's vice chair.
Like so many Americans, I assumed that the violence and the chaos of that day would have prompted a united response, a recognition that this was a line that must never be crossed.
Polls leading up to the election showed challenger Harriet Hageman with a commanding lead over Cheney.
She focuses an awful lot of time on the January 6th committee, but she's not addressing the issues that are important to Wyoming.
More than 70% of Wyoming voters are registered Republicans.
I'm a Trump fan, and I think she just sort of turned her back on him.
Meantime, in Alaska, Senator Lisa Murkowski is trying to fend off a Trump-backed challenger, and former governor and 2008 vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin is aiming to complete a political comeback. Palin is running in a special election to fill the House seat of Congressman Don Young, who died in March. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
Now, because Alaska now uses a ranked choice voting system, its election results are not expected to be announced for several days, if not longer. More local news now. Decatur Dairy in Broadhead breaking ground on a new multi-million-dollar addition today. It's a 23,000 square foot facility at a cost of about $6 million. The expansion made possible in part by a recent grant from the Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection. The plant produces cheese with milk for more than 70 cooperative members across south central Wisconsin. In West Allis, the state fair says more than 1 million people attended the 11-day event this year, a nearly 20% increase from last year. The fair says the Wisconsin Bakers Association served 320,000 original cream puffs and more than 100,000 ears of corn to fairgoers. New tonight, the most visited national park is adding new parking fees starting March 1st. Vehicles parked at Great Smoky Mountains National Park for longer than 15 minutes will need a tag. It'll cost $5 for a day pass, $15 for a 7-day pass. Regular visitors can get an annual parking tag for $40. The new program is called Park It Forward, and funds will help cover park costs. Still to come tonight, Julian Seawright will have his complete updated full forecast. Plus, Dodge announces plans to end production of 2 of its most popular muscle cars. That story when we come back.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Now is the time to switch to Spectrum Internet. America's leading internet provider just got even faster, with speeds now starting at 300 megabits per second. Faster speeds to game, faster speeds to stream, faster speeds to work or learn from home, all with 99.9% network reliability. Get Spectrum Internet for just $49.99 a month, plus a free modem and free online security software. Call 877-906-9192. Add advanced Wi-Fi to get enhanced security for your home network, automatically blocking outside threats to your devices. If it's connected, it's protected. So no matter what you do online, you can do it faster, safer, and more reliably with Spectrum. Now is the time to switch. Get Spectrum Internet with faster speeds for the same great price. Just $49.99 a month with starting speeds of 300 megabits per second. Visit Spectrum.com to find out more or call 877-906-9192.
Everything here is American made.
But it's tough competing with China.
And Ron Johnson's making it tougher. Johnson pushed for special tax breaks for outsourcing corporations.
But voted against tariffs and sanctions on China's unfair trade practices.
And when Johnson's big corporate PAC donor announced plans to create jobs outside Wisconsin, he defended them.
It's not like we don't have enough jobs here in Wisconsin. The biggest problem.
Senator Johnson, stop making it tougher on us.
I get bladder leaks. I didn't want to feel like I was wearing the pads I wore when I was 12.
Then I tried the Always Discreet pads.
They fit perfectly in the place they're supposed to.
Look how much it holds. And it still stays thin.
It's the protection we deserve.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice, and long-lasting Gain scent beads. Try Spring Daydream, part of our irresistible scent collection.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
It's go time, people. We all have a story to tell. So let's come together. Laugh out loud. to share some hope and joy, all on my new show.
Weekdays on WISC-TV starting September 12th. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. American Airlines is betting supersonic jets will make a comeback. The carrier reportedly placed a deposit for 20 of those jets from Boom Supersonic. According to a press release, the earliest the jets would be unveiled would be in 2025, possibly being available for service a few years later. New tonight, Fiat Chrysler is putting its popular gas-powered Dodge Challenger and Charger models in its rear view. The company ending production of those models next year. The iconic muscle cars first appeared back in the 1960s and 70s and were revived in the early 2000s. The company said Monday that 2023 will be the final model year for the Charger and Challenger in their current forms. It comes as automakers move away from gas-powered cars, investing more in electric vehicles. Russian President Vladimir Putin accusing the U.S. of dragging out the war in Ukraine as explosions hit deeper into Russian-controlled territory. CBS's Ian Lee has the latest on the conflict from London.
Massive explosions rock an ammunition depot deep inside the Russian-occupied Crimean Peninsula. Ukraine is stopping short of claiming responsibility, while Moscow calls the attack sabotage. On Tuesday, a frustrated Vladimir Putin lashed out at the U.S. for supplying weapons to Kyiv, saying, "The situation in Ukraine shows that the United States is trying to drag out this conflict." Just last week, multiple blasts shook a Russian airbase, destroying aircraft, fuel, and ammunition. Ukraine has hinted at its involvement in both attacks. If true, it demonstrates a new capability to strike deep into Russian-controlled territory. The fighting in Ukraine has turned into a war of attrition, with neither side making major significant gains. And there's fear Europe's largest nuclear power plant could become the next casualty. Russia is accused of using it as a military base.
Russia's military activity around the nuclear power plant is the height of irresponsibility.
Ukraine's president is calling on international powers to slap new sanctions on Moscow, saying their military action could lead to catastrophe. Experts warn if damaged, the nuclear plant could create a crisis on the scale of Japan's Fukushima disaster in the heart of Europe. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Russia's defense minister today played down the threat of nuclear war in Ukraine, saying suggestions that Moscow would use nuclear or chemical weapons in the fight are, quote, absolute lies. The extraordinary drought in the West drying up the Colorado River, draining the nation's largest reservoirs, Lake Mead and Lake Powell. And amid the overuse of the river, the federal government now implementing new mandatory water cuts and asking states to devise a plan to save the river basin. That includes Arizona and Nevada and parts of New Mexico. Check this out. Multiple videos capture what appears to be a water spout off the coast of Henderson Beach. This is Destin, Florida. Happened early this morning. Officials say this water spout remained offshore and was not a threat to move onshore at any time, and no damage was reported. Since the storm developed over water and at a far distance from radar, there's no estimation there of winds there, but quite a sight to see. Let's go to meteorologist Julian Seawright now with a look at our first warn weather.
And tonight's going to be a great one. So is tomorrow and the next day.
Been a good week so far.
Oh my gosh, it's been a gorgeous
Really
one.
nice.
But the thing is, it's not going to last forever. So as we go throughout the rest of the week, this is what we're going to be watching for. As of right now, we have these high pressure systems that are set up throughout the Great Plains and for the upper Midwest, which are keeping things rather dry and on top of it pretty pleasant. But they came from the fact that we have this ridge, which is bringing in those record-breaking heat and drought conditions to the far west. And outside of the ridge where the dip is where we're starting to see the cooler conditions here in the upper Midwest, and that low pressure system, which is just into the northern parts of Minnesota, where we've seen a couple of storms firing off, but also where Canada is also building in a bit of some cooler conditions with that northerly flow, which is reaching into the upper Midwest. So as we get into our Friday, that's where we're going to start to see that dip really start to enter in some cooler conditions, and on top of that, our next system, which will be bringing some soggy conditions for us. But until we get there, this is what we're going to be expecting. By the time we get into our Wednesday morning, waking up, things are going to be nice and calm. Temperatures into the upper 50s for pretty much all of us. Areas to the north and central areas between the Dells could be into the mid 50s, but by the time we're around lunchtime hour, take note, mid 70s rolling in, and we're not going to get much warmer than the upper 70s by the time we get into our 5 p.m. commutes. Still, plenty of sunshine for tomorrow. Could see some areas combating a bit of some cloud cover, especially towards the southwest by the time we get into our Wednesday nights. But overall, majority of us are going to be having a lot of open sky. Transitioning into Thursday morning, may see a couple of pop-up showers just outside of Vernon and Crawford County. But as we get into our Thursday afternoon, just note it's going to still be rather dry, but we are watching for popcorn showers throughout the course of our Thursday, but they'll be more collective by the time we get into the overnight hours into our Friday morning. Going to start to see that system bringing in a bit of some showers. Could see some moderate rainfall too just before we start to head out the door for us. So that's one thing to watch for. It's going to be Friday morning, but not just then. We're going to go into our Friday afternoon where we have more potential of seeing some showers carrying into our Friday evening and even to the overnight hours as well. And that's just for Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be a rinse and repeat, and I mean literally, as we're going to have chances of showers throughout the course of this weekend and carrying into our Monday as well. Not looking for an overabundance as of right now, but it has been back and forth in terms of timing and just how much rain we will be seeing for this weekend. But just note, it's going to be a good thing for you to keep your rain gear nearby, as some areas could see close to an inch, especially near La Crosse. But as of right now, some of our estimates are about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in Madison and parts of southern Wisconsin. So our 3 things we're going to need to know: it's going to be quiet, it's going to be dry just until we get into late Thursday night and for our weekend, where we're going to see the wet and cool conditions take over once again, which could interrupt a lot of our weekend plans, and especially those who are looking to attend our high school Friday night football, which will start off on Friday. But until then, back to you, Jordan.
And coming up after the break, we're going to hear from the Packers on how day 1 of their joint practice with the Saints went, both the highs and lows. That's ahead.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Agora Art Fair returns Saturday, August 20th in Fitchburg, showcasing the work of over 100 area artists in a variety of mediums. Plus, great live music, food, hop house, beer and wine garden, and lots of fun activities for the kids. To learn more, visit agoraartfair.com.
Perfect your home's curb appeal with the 11% off everything at Menards. Dutch Boy Max Bond Exterior Paint and Primer in 1 provides superior adhesion to chalky, dirty, glossy, or previously painted surfaces. A gallon of exterior paint is $44.94 after 11% off. Works tools make it easy to maintain your yard. This 20-volt cordless trimmer and edger includes 2 batteries for extended runtime and is only $94.99 after 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If Tim Michaels is governor, here's what reproductive health care would look like in Wisconsin. Providing abortions? A felony. Exceptions in cases of rape or incest? None. Here's what Michaels says to Wisconsin women who get pregnant after being raped. To ask her to go through the birth is not unreasonable. Tim Michaels is a radical and divisive politician coming for your rights. Wisconsin women deserve better. Vote no on Tim Michaels.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, get 0% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Wow, this is where you work now?
Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're gonna use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Excuse me.
Roll it back, everybody.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Add Downy to your wash for all the freshness and softness of home, even when you're not at home. Feel the difference with Downy.
The Agora Art Fair returns Saturday, August 20th in Fitchburg, showcasing the work of over 100 area artists in a variety of mediums. Plus, great live music, food, hop house, beer and wine garden, and lots of fun activities for the kids. To learn more, visit agoraartfair.com.
The Packers and Saints' first joint practice is in the books. The teams got to work this afternoon to get ready for Friday's preseason game that's going to be played at Lambeau Field. From the sounds of it, day one was filled with a lot of intensity, but that's needed. Packers say it's nice to be able to challenge themselves and go up against someone other than themselves. So in the eyes of Matt LaFleur, that's one of the biggest benefits of having these joint sessions.
Getting a different look is important because a lot of these, it's not like there's a lot of game planning that's going on, you know, prior to these practices, so it really forces you to hone in on your rules and follow your rules as a player. Throughout the course of the season, throughout the course of the preseason, certainly there's going to be a lot of unscouted looks, so it makes you just kind of stay sharp on what your rules and responsibilities are.
As for Aaron Rodgers, he didn't hold back with his thoughts of day one. Too many mistakes being made on offense, especially at wide receiver. Dropping passes, running the wrong routes, all things that need to be cleaned up since the season is quickly approaching.
The young guys, you know, they got to, especially young receivers, we got to be way more consistent. You keep dropping the ball, you're not going to be out there. So it's going to be the most reliable guys that are out there. The preparation and the job responsibility is most important. You know, if you're going out there and dropping the ball and somebody else behind you is in the right spot all the time and catching the ball, that guy's going to play.
On a funnier note, in case you missed this earlier, Rodgers showed off a new addition to his locker this afternoon. Yes, this is a bust of Nicolas Cage. Someone, Rodgers doesn't know who, sent it to him yesterday. Hard to forget how QB1 showed up to training camp a few weeks ago, sporting the Nick Cage Con Air look. First place just keeps getting farther and farther away for the Brewers. After dropping the series opener with the Dodgers last night, the Brewers fell to 2 games out of the division lead. So, game 2 with the Dodgers, and unlike last night, Brewers able to put some runs on the board. Willy Adames fires up the offense with a 2-run shot. His 23rd homer of the season. The Crew have the early advantage, but LA rallies. It's tied in the 5th, so Christian Yelich answers the call for the go-ahead. Homer number 9 to put the Crew back on top, but for every Brewer lead, the Dodgers come right back and answer. This heads to extra innings, tied up at 3. In the minor leagues, the Sky Carp begin a 6-game series with the South Bend Cubs, and they get it started on the right foot. They win the series opener 5-2, moving them to 4 games over 500 and tying them for first in the standings with the Cubs. And Badger women's hockey alum Molly Engstrom is the newest head coach at the University of Maine. The school made the announcement today. Engstrom becomes the program's 7th head coach. The 2-time Olympian played for the Badgers in the mid-2000s, where she earned Defensive Player of the Year in both 2004 and 2005. We'll be right back.
Come on, Brian.
Dad, look.
Brian, come on.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Brian.
Ready, Brian? Summer won't last forever, but you can go out and make memories that will during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. See your local Toyota dealer or visit toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, Hy-Vee Deli Ham, only $1.99 a pound. Fresh Berlasso Atlantic Salmon portions, only $3.99. Midwest-grown Athena Cantaloupe, only $1.99 each. And 6 packs of 7-Up products, only $1.48. Wednesday only. And save even more with Hy-Vee Fuel Saver. Right now, save up to $7.32 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Look, it's a Dupaco. We're not a bird or a plane. We are a mighty credit union, born of thrift and laser focused on the interests of our members. Harnessing the combined power of more than 144,000 members and businesses, we work to put money back where it belongs, into your community and into your pocket, working tirelessly to help you pursue your dreams. Isn't that super? Join the movement Improvements at dupaco.com/super. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
I'm Tim Michaels. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs. Tony Evers, Joe Biden, they're two peas in a pod. Both career politicians and way over their head, failing the country and the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm running. We need to have strong, proven executive leadership in Madison that can get things done and make this state as great as it can be.
Hey, Dad, I'm almost out.
I got you.
Any questions, Chris?
All good. Thanks, Maura. There you go. One new inhaler.
Nice. Did you get my refill too?
Maybe.
There you go, sir.
You're a lifesaver.
Have a nice day.
Healthier is managing all your family's prescriptions in one app. CVS Pharmacy. Healthier happens together.
Denny's all-time favorite Super Slam is back. Get bacon, sausage, eggs, hash browns, and buttermilk pancakes for only $6.99. Give your wallet a break and send it on a Summer Slamcation. The hottest deals are at Denny's, America's value destination.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And Julian rejoins us now. Final check of your first warn forecast.
It's another week of enjoy it while we have it because, of course, we will see some changes. Heading into the weekend is when we're going to start to see that change. Not so much in terms of the surface temperatures, but we will have some rainy conditions on the way that just like to super soak pretty much everything from Friday going into our Monday. So that's one thing we're going to need to have is our rain gear. But outside of that, enjoy the dry weather while we have it. And it looks to return going into next week, guys.
Hopefully not too much lightning on Friday. You know, football players can handle that for high school football if there's no lightning.
Exactly. So fingers crossed for that.
Hey, we're praying for it.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tomorrow.